everyone, how's it going? Cloud here, and welcome to my guide on the King's Ransom quest. Now, for this quest you need the following requirements, so you must have completed these quests: the Holy Grail, Merlin's Crystal, Murder Mystery, One Small Favour, Ruin Mysteries, Shiloh Village, Jungle Potion, and Druidic Ritual. That's it for the quest requirements. As for the skill requirements, you're going to need level 45 magic and level 65 defense, both which cannot be boosted, so you can't use potions or anything like that. You need to have the actual skill requirement itself. So that is it for the requirements. Now on to the items. You will need a piece of granite, which can be any size, Telekinetic Grab runes, which can be obtained during the quest, but they'll be easier just to bring yourself, if that's okay with you, which would just be air and law runes. Now, you need to check if you have this one in your bank. I highly doubt you will, but it will affect the quest if you do have it. There's a thing called Animate rock scroll, which is used in another quest. I think it was the One Small Favour quest, actually. If you happen to keep it in your bank, you won't be able to make one later on, so just double check you haven't. You'll probably know if you haven't or not, but otherwise that will be obtained later on during the quest. You will also need an iron chain body and bronze helmet, not a full helmet though, just a normal helmet. However, if you've completed the Death of Chivalry quest, you get a thing from that called the Black Knight Captain's Armour, and if you have that still in your bank, you can use that as a substitute. It's just so you can gain access to the Black Knight's fortress. However, that is it for the requirements and items. Now onto the quest starting point. So we are currently at the Sears Village lodestone, which can be accessed via the lodestone network, and from here we're going to head towards the Sinclair Mansion, which is north of the path that leads you to Relica. So if you start heading in that general direction, you should see the Sinclair Mansion, and we want to go speak to the gossip outside. So once you're there, speak to him and explain that the Sinclairs have packed up and left after incriminating Anna as the murderer, which you did in the murder mystery quest. The gossip explains that one of the family members provided new evidence to prove Anna's guilt. He will also mention that King Arthur and his knights suddenly disappeared at the same time as the family's departure. Agree to investigate, and what we need to do now is head onto the Sinclair property and speak to the guard in the garden. He'll tell you that he thinks the Sinclairs have something to do with the mysterious disappearance of the Knights of the Round Table from Camelot, and he also suspects that the disappearances may be a part of a bigger plot to reclaim Camelot. The guard will further divulge that the Sears Council has forbidden anyone to enter the Sinclair Mansion or Camelot, but since you helped him earlier, he will allow you a part on the investigation in the mansion. So as the main gate is locked, what you need to do is head to the eastern side of the mansion and break the window to reach the interior of the house. You want to take the scrap paper near the dining room fireplace, which is on the ground floor. The note contains some scribblings that are related to Camelot. You want to take the stairs up to the first floor library and take the empty address form that proves that the Sinclairs left for good and never intended to tell anyone where they were moving. You want to then search the bookcases next to find a non-equipable Black Knight helmet. You now want to exit the mansion through the broken window again and submit all 3 pieces of evidence to the guard, who notes that there is enough to prove bad intent towards King Arthur. Unfortunately, since he has to follow proper proceedings, he will have to wait a month before presenting the evidence. He will recommend that you learn more about the Sinclair family history, suggesting to approach the town gossips. So you want to go back and speak to the gossip outside the mansion and follow through all the chat options to learn about the Sinclairs. So the first conversation will be about the family history, the second is about the mansion, and the third is about Anna. Once you've gone through all the different dialogue options, we now need to head to the Sears Village Courthouse, which is located southeast of the bank. You can either walk back or teleport to the lodestone, your choice. Once you're back in Sears Village and near the courthouse, you want to speak to the guard there and ask him if you can speak with the prisoner Anna Sinclair. When he approves, bring up a dialogue of Anna. She exclaims that the murderer you had suspected previously is setting her up with forged evidence, but gives up, saying that no one is going to believe her. Ask her where the family has gone, and she says she has no clue since they disappeared after she was locked up. As you go to leave, she will make a deal to help you get into Camelot in exchange for helping her receive a non-guilty verdict, and she will then hand you the criminal's threads that you found on the window in Murder Mystery, and Anna suggests that the servants may be able to provide testimony in her defence. Now, you can go back and speak to all the servants in the mansion, however it is not necessary to progress in the quest, so we're not going to worry about that. So we now need to go do the courtroom mini game. Now just note that if you leave the courtroom or log out at any time, all your progress will be lost, and as such you'll have to restart the trial whenever you make a mistake. So once you're ready, go back into the courthouse and go down the stairs to start the trial. During the trial you must call the witnesses by talking to the judge and then question them. The questions available correspond to those asked while in the mansion, and to successfully clear any of her charges you must put the evidence forward by the prosecutor without providing more information against Anna. The current evidence is Anna's fingerprints on the dagger, Anna having bought poison and not used it, a thread from Anna's clothing at the crime scene, and Anna being at the scene of the crime. So to basically complete this, you need to acquit Anna by calling the following witnesses and ask them the respective questions in this order. So first you want to call the dog handler as a witness and ask him about the poison. Go through all that different dialogue option, and then speak to the judge to call the butler, and then you want to speak to him about the dagger. Again, go through all the dialogue options and then speak to the judge to call next the maid and ask her about what she saw the night of the murder. Go through all the different dialogue options and finally talk to the judge again to call the handyman and ask him about the thread. The judge will then end the trial and ask for a verdict, and the jury releases a non-guilty verdict against Anna, successfully saving Anna, and you can now exit the courtroom through the gate. So talk to Anna in her cell, who is just as brash as before the trial, and she will tell you how to enter Camelot. Now you must complete the entire dialogue or you will not be able to use the shortcut that she tells you about. So what we need to do now is head to the northeast side of Camelot Castle. So it won't be by going through the gate, it'll be going around the hedge, and as you go around there you should see a statue near the temple, and you want to search that to find the shortcut. As you enter the castle, a cutscene appears where Anna is seen talking to David about setting you up to free her, and explaining they have no intention to help you, and call Morgan Le Fay, who appears and knocks you out of her staff. You'll wake up in the jail alongside Merlin and the Knights of Camelot. You want to speak to Merlin to gather the situation that all the Sinclair kids and Morgan Le Fay have teamed up to stop Arthur and reclaim Camelot Castle with the help of the Black Knights. Morgan has also stolen the Holy Grail and turned King Arthur into a granite statue to be transported elsewhere by the Black Knights. So ask Merlin what he suggests they do and follow the entire conversation. Try to reach the vent at the top of the wall opposite the prison gate, and a funny cutscene will show the knights making a shaky pyramid to help Merlin escape through the vent. You want to speak to all the knights and ask if they have something useful to help them escape. You will get an assortment of items which include air rune and lore rune, vial, cooked fish, normal log, and a bottle of vodka. If you received a lockpick, you can use it on the jail lock. If not, if you cast Telekinetic Grab on the guard fixing his hair outside, you'll obtain a hair clip which you can use to unlock the gate. You'll now have to unlock the jail lock, and the puzzle is very closely resemblant to the popular board game Mastermind. To beat the puzzle, you must set each of the 4 tumblers at the correct height. So a way to do this is to set all the tumblers to the lowest height and try the lock. If a tumbler shows a green circle, do not change that tumbler anymore. If a tumbler shows a blue circle, increase the height by 1 and set the original height with the remaining tumblers until you get a green circle on them. If a tumbler shows a red circle, keep increasing the height by 1 until you either get a blue or green circle. If you're not too sure, just watch the footage and hopefully what I'm doing should make sense. And if you get really stuck, either ask in the comment section below and I will try and help you. If not, if you do a little bit of searching on Google or something for the game Mastermind, that should actually help you find a method to do it, but it's not too difficult. So once you successfully open the lock, you will emerge at the base of Keep Le Fay, and Arthur's knights will be engaged in battle with the Renegade Knights. What you want to do is climb up to the very top floor and search the table full of containers. One of these holds the coveted Holy Grail that was stolen by Morgan, and the correct container hides behind a clue in the form of a riddle that you must solve to retrieve it. Now, instead of talking through all the different ways on actually how to figure out what it is, the correct box is the purple and pink cylinder, second from the right. So with the Holy Grail back in safe hands, all you need to now do is figure out a way to locate and free King Arthur from his stone prison. So we need to go speak to Wizard Crompety, who is in the northeast part of East Ardone. So we're going to teleport to the Ardone Lodestone via the Lodestone network. Once you are there, head to the northeastern part of East Ardone to go find Wizard Crompety. So he will explain that to free King Arthur you need to use the same process that saved the girl during one small favour, although this time you will also need to unravel Morgan's spell. So if you don't have it already, he will give you an Animate rock scroll to use on King Arthur with the Holy Grail and some Granite in your inventory. Now you are required to go through all the chat options with Wizard Crompety, otherwise you won't be able to free King Arthur. So once you've gone through all the dialogue options and you've got the Animate Rock Scroll and the Granite and the Holy Grail, you now need to head to the Black Knight's Fortress. So you're going to need your bronze helmet and iron chainbody, or the Black Knight's Captain Armour, and then we're going to teleport to the Edgeville Lodestone via the Lodestone network. And once you're there, keep heading in a northeastern direction and you'll eventually come up to the Black Knight's Fortress. So go through the main gates and climb down the ladder to the west of the entrance, and you'll find King Arthur. Use the free option on his statue and you'll bring the key up to speed and give him the guard's uniform, bronze helmet and iron chainbody to help him escape. You want to then leave the fortress and we're going to then return to Camelot, so quickest way is to teleport to the Seers Village Lodestone and then go back into Camelot. Once you're back in Camelot, you want to speak to King Arthur, who will thank you once again for your assistance, and it will come up, congratulations, you have completed the King's Ransom quest. You're awarded 1 quest point, 33,000 defense experience and 5,000 magic experience, and an antique lamp which will grant 5,000 experience in any skill that is 50 or above, a more durable lockpick called a hair clip, the ability to choose Camelot as your respawn location, access to the Night's Waves training ground, the ability to use Chivalry, Piety, Augury and Rigor prayers, which will be unlocked after you complete the Night's Wave training grounds, access to the court cases, distraction and diversion, 2 treasure hunter keys and 2 hearts of ice. So there we go, quest complete. Overall, quite a lot of rewards to come for this quest. Now the main one, well obviously the defense experience is very nice and will bump you up a few levels, but the main one is access to the Night's Waves training grounds mini quest, and basically what that involves is you fighting all of the Knights of the Round Table atop of Camelot, and it has to be all in one battle without prayers or anything like that, and if you successfully get through it, you'll be able to then unlock all the special prayers that I mentioned a moment ago, so Chivalry, Piety, Augury and Rigor, which all give quite big stats boosts to your character. So for example, one will boost like your attack, strength and defense by 10%, but obviously you will also need the relevant prayer level to use them. So I'm going to make a little guide on that mini quest, which when it's up, the link will be available in the video description below, so check that out if you do need a hand on how to complete that. And the other good reward from this is the access to the court cases, distraction and diversion. So the court case is a distraction and diversion. Now you can start your first one of these straight away after you complete this quest by speaking to the clerk in the Seers Village courthouse, but after that you will only be able to complete different court summons if you find a court summon, which can be obtained in a number of ways. So you can get them by pickpocketing, certain monsters drop them, you can get them from caskets, and you can also get them as rewards as clue scrolls, and each court case will be different, giving you a different overall reward, and also the person you'll be helping will be different for each one. Some of the rewards are quite good in terms of monetary values, and also you can unlock different parts of emotes and clothing as well. The main reward you get in every single one though is you will get either attack or defense experience depending on your approach to the court case. So it's a fairly good little mini game, and obviously there's no time restriction on it either. So say for example you complete a clue scroll and get a court case summon and go and solve it, if you then do another clue scroll you may obtain another court summon straight after, but you can only have one at a time. So if one's in your bank, it will prevent you from obtaining other ones until that one is complete. But yeah, overall, fairly easy quest to complete. The only struggle you may have will be the bit with the little Mastermind mini game. I know that has caught people out in the past, but hopefully me talking you through it will help you get past that bit. And again, if you get really stuck, leave a comment in the comment section below, or again, you can use Google to search methods to play the Mastermind board game, and that should hopefully give you an idea on how to do it. But yeah, overall, you shouldn't have any problems following this guide. However, like I said, if you do get stuck, leave a comment in the comment section below and I'll help you out as best I can. If not, thank you for watching. Please make sure you like, favourite, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to share with your friends. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.